guns, gold, and geopolitics.
The Arctic is shifting, not as tragedy, as opportunity. For decades, the Arctic sat outside the logic of power. Temperature kept it quiet, logistics kept it irrelevant. But warming altered the geometry. The northern sea route now opens for longer windows each year. Icebreakers push farther than any previous era. Satellites track mineral seams under thinning ice. What used to be void is now corridor. Russia, China, and the United States treat the zone as a new frontier of silent escalation. Russia's entire northern coast converts into a militarized spine. China calls itself a near-Arctic state and invests in dual-use research stations that double as signals intelligence nodes. The United States rebuilds early warning chains abandoned after the Cold War. The Arctic becomes a pressure line. Whoever controls the corridor controls shipping, rare resources, and missile travel times across the pole. The Arctic is not resource abundant in a classical sense. Extraction is hostile. Infrastructure costs multiply. But its strategic value lies in three mechanics. First, transit compression. The Northern Sea route shortens the Asia-Europe transit by thousands of nautical miles. Any state capable of guaranteeing safe passage shapes energy flows, trade timing, and naval positioning. Second, missile corridors. The shortest path for ICBMs between great powers arches over the pole. As hypersonic systems mature, control of radar gaps, under-ice listening posts, and launch windows becomes decisive. Third, critical metals. Nickel, palladium, and rare earth deposits run under Siberia and Greenland. As supply chains fracture, proximity to these deposits becomes leverage. The Arctic is not a frozen wasteland anymore. It is a board where power lines converge. Russia sees the Arctic as insurance. Sanctions cripple exports. The North offers a new vector. New ports and LNG platforms anchor its future economic skeleton. Military bases line the coast to deter encroachment and protect transit. China sees it as bypass. The sea lane offers trade resilience if the South China Sea becomes contested. Polar research stations give legal presence, scientific cover, and data collection. The United States sees risk. Loss of Arctic dominance exposes early warning networks. NATO partners in Norway, Canada, and Denmark argue for greater coordination, but political cycles slow cohesion. Everyone claims scientific interest. Everyone deploys military assets to protect it. The conflict is quiet because the environment punishes loud mistakes, but the build-up is constant. 1. Ice windows widen. Transit seasons extend from weeks to months. Insurance markets adapt. Commercial traffic experiments with unescorted voyages. 2. Infrastructure follows. Russia expands icebreaker fleets. China funds dual-use ports in the Russian Arctic. Western companies invest in Greenland mining. 3. Intelligence layering. Submarine patrols increase. Radar installations reactivated. Satellites retasked. 4. Force projection. Long-range bombers rehearse polar routes. Hypersonic tests shift north. Naval task groups deploy more frequently. 5. Accidental escalation. A lost drone, a shadowed submarine, a misinterpreted radar signature. In the Arctic, ambiguity amplifies. 6. Political crisis. A minor clash forces alliance commitments. The corridor becomes contested. States pressure partners to choose sides. 7. Locked confrontation. Whoever holds the Arctic controls the top of the planet. No one withdraws. The spark will not resemble conflict. It will resemble calibration error. Three outcomes dominate the next 10 years. Outcome 1. Russian-Chinese Arctic alliance. Shared economic isolation pushes deeper cooperation. Joint military patrols become routine. China gains a strategic northern foothold without claiming Arctic sovereignty. Outcome 2. NATO Arctic Shield. Norway, Canada, Denmark and the United States expand radar, naval aviation and domain awareness. The alliance hardens the corridor, turning it into a buffer. Outcome 3. Greenland pivot. As ice retreats, Greenland becomes the most contested non-state actor in the world. Mineral rights and airspace control become geopolitical currency. The Arctic will not ignite global war, but it will define the tension curve between great powers. It is a slow fuse, not a flashpoint. The Arctic will not be conquered. It will be claimed by whoever endures the cold longest.